Hi, welcome back to Daily Connections. Have you ever had the experience in a day where everything is going well, and then in a short time you find yourself completely overwhelmed or totally stressed out? It may come through a boss screaming about a deadline, or your baby screaming for a toy. You want to lose it, but you know you have to get things under control. It's easier said than done, right? Well, maybe not. Kellye Davis is a life coach and the author of The Bliss Principle, 5 Easy Ways to Reduce Stress. She's here to share some of those principles with us. Welcome, Kellye.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you for being here because
Yes.
stress, I know personally, is something that gets in the way of my life. And I think that's what it really does, is it gets in the way of you.
Yeah, stress is really a real obstacle for many of us. I went into corporate America almost a decade ago teaching restorative yoga programs and stress management workshops. And it was there that I really saw how stress on a daily basis affects so many of us. And we don't know when it's going to happen because we live life. We don't know what's going to happen the next moment, right?
And things pile up.
Things pile up. And it's so important to have tools that you can use in order to get you into that expanded space again, because stress contracts. It's a contracting energy. If you notice, when we get stressed out, our breath gets, stops basically.
My stomach tenses.
Stomach tenses, the muscles, everything goes tense. So it's
You
very
see people
important
clench
to
their jaws.
Oh yeah, we have people that have TMJ problems. I mean, it's a major chronic issue for many people. So stress is a contracted energy. So one of the things that you can do right away is to get into that expanded state, or into an expanded place, so that you can
so you're not contracted anymore.
Yes.
You're starting to relax a little. And you talked about tools. So
Yes.
what are these steps?
Well, first step is when you never know you're going to be stressed out, right? So when you feel it
I'm
coming
stressed out
on,
right now.
Are you stressed out? Wait
My
a minute
producer's
now. Well,
been hollering at me.
I'm going to help you, okay? I'm going to help you. But one of the things that I recommend is first that you get still, breathe, and open up. Like I said,
I breathe all the time.
Okay.
You breathe.
People say that, but then when you really get
Gotta
close
breathe.
when you get close to you're hearing and you're not really breathing. So one of the things I recommend is that you first take a breath, just a simple breath, relax, get still, you're still, and just allow yourself to soften and open up. That's number one. Number two, I recommend that you find out who's the culprit, what's going on, get real with yourself. Okay, a lot of people don't want to deal with this. Oh, my kids are stressing me out. Oh, it's my husband, what he said to me last night or didn't say to me or whatever.
Sure.
It's what my boss said, or it's it's the traffic that I have to deal with every day. So get real, because then you can say, oh, that's what it is, and then you can then work with that energy to do something about it, which is step number 3. Do something about it.
So we're not just talking about getting rid of it or covering it up or burying it or getting through the next moment. You're really talking about at this next moment now you can deal with it, and then you can do something about it.
Exactly. Do
and
something
so what
about
could I do about it now?
Okay, which is very important because we're living in a very now society.
We are.
Right? We can't wait until tomorrow with this stuff. So what I recommend is breathing, which is essential.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you a breathing technique in a moment.
Okay.
A little mini meditation.
Okay.
The mind thinks an average of 10,000 thoughts a day. A healthy mind, just a curious mind. So when we're stressed out...
Imagine being buried under all of those thoughts. If a thought was a leaf and I've got 10,000 of them on top of me, and that's on an average
that's
day.
just a healthy mind, just wondering,
So what's
thinking
going
about
on
stuff.
if I'm stressed?
It triples.
So 30,000 thoughts a day.
Yeah, bombarding you. And those are stressful thoughts that you really don't know what to do with. They're just kind of hanging out. Those what we call those worry thoughts, and they cause the fog mind, the mind fog stuff. So meditation is key, a mini meditation.
I get that fog mind a lot.
And what you do with that is basically just breathing. Breath is important. And then allowing all those thoughts, if you can imagine, just exhaling them out through your mouth. So take it in, wrap it around all those thoughts, and exhale. See how things become instantly still? Feel that? That shift? Then I also recommend a mini what I call a mini massage, a self-massage. Now, a lot of us are running to the spa, which is great, to get massages, which are great, but maybe you can't get a massage at that moment. So I recommend a self-massage, and talk about that in my book. But basically what that is basically bringing it, this is what you do. You bring your hands together, you warm up those hands, stimulate it, get the blood flowing, and then what you're going to do is you're going to very gently squeeze. Squeeze the hand or the arm or wherever, all over the body. Just kind of do a squeeze massage.
And this is the type of thing that you can do at your desk, you can do at a stoplight in the car,
Exactly.
you can do, you know, as the baby's screaming,
Exactly.
take that moment.
Yes, and we
relax.
hold so much here. I don't know for you, but for me, my
Yeah.
shoulders get it.
Very
I know
tense.
I'm stressed when my shoulders go, up here towards my earlobes, basically.
Yes. Or they're hard.
Exactly.
You get that hard feeling
Exactly. So that's what you can do, a little massage. And then also I recommend looking towards nature or looking at nature as a stillness point. You know, a wonderful technique that I often do is looking at a tree. Trees are wonderful. I don't know, you've got to try this. Basically,
Well, our last artist, I don't know if you got to see some of her
Yeah.
artwork with the trees and the idea of being inspired by that. So you're saying looking at a tree, focusing on a tree, and that's going to
yes,
calm you
nature
down?
inspires you. The stillness of the tree, just the naturalness of that moment of the tree. Some people like to go to the beach. I love the beach too. I just love to look at, a peaceful setting at the beach. But looking at nature towards a stone that brings us into the moment, it stills the mind, it stills the breath. That's another technique that you can also do.
That's interesting, and I know you brought a few things with you.
Yes.
You were talking about looking at things and looking towards things.
These are things that you can actually do at the office or at home, as well as on the go. Here I have what's I call the Relax Now tea. It's a tea recipe in my book, and basically it's a combination of peppermint and chamomile. Peppermint warms.
Can I try a little?
Yes, please. It's wonderful. You're gonna love it.
Okay. Now, what's the peppermint and the chamomile doing for
the
me?
peppermint chamomile combination is wonderful. The chamomile calms. It's been known to calm the nerves. In fact, they use chamomile tea in hospitals in Europe before patients have surgery. They give them a cup of chamomile.
Really? To calm them down?
To calm them. It's just yes. Many hospitals do that. But the combination with peppermint is ideal because peppermint warms the body. A lot of the times when we're stressed, if you notice, our hands go cold.
They're cold?
Our toes go cold because all of that, the energy is going, the heart is pumping towards the heart. So the extremities, so the combination between the chamomile calming and the peppermint warming, adding stimulation from the tightness, remember, going back to the tenseness, it is a wonderful and a tasty combination.
Yum! So we're taking that time when we're drinking the tea and a wonderful combination of peppermint and chamomile to clear our minds, focus on trees. I know we've only got a few seconds left.
Yes.
Well, focus on nature.
Nature's
But if
wonderful.
you don't have a window, you were saying you can bring something in like a shell or a stone or something
Yes, this
along
is
those lines,
a classic tranquility space setup that you can do in your kitchen windowsill or at the office. A lot of people are creating them on their desktops as a reflective
place for your mind to go.
Yes, to get still, to open up, and to relax.
I'm sure a picture of your child might help or something like
Oh
that
yes,
too.
your lovely child.
Yes.
A picture of your mate, your partner, your family as a whole. So many of us find comfort in that.
That's true. Thank you so much, Kellye.
Thank
Kellye,
you.
your book is called The Bliss Principle by Kellye Davis, and it has a lot of the tips we talked about today. And it also has the recipe for the tea and some of those steps you were talking about, right, Kellye?
Yes, a lot of steps in there.
Well, thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming today.
Thank you so much.